Before you hear this story, know that it's still happening. Right now, in universities across the country, one professor's ideology can end your career before it starts. Here's how. Beamy 24, about to finish mechanical engineering degree at State University in Columbus. 4 years of all-nighters, problem sets, lab reports, internships. GPA is 3.7, not perfect but solid for engineering. Have $85,000 in student loans, mix of federal and private, been strategic about it, knew the debt was coming, had a plan. Plan was simple. Graduate, take one of my job offers, start paying it down. 3 companies already made offers contingent on graduation. Manufacturing firm in Michigan, $72,000. Starting automotive supplier in Indiana, $68,000 starting. Defense contractor in Virginia, $75,000 starting, all require minimum. 3.5 GPA to finalize offer. Currently at 3.7, so I'm safe, just need to finish senior year. Strong spring semester, final term, only 2 classes left. One is easy elective, already have an A, locked in. Other is senior capstone project, the big one. Capstone is required for all engineering majors, worth 6 credits. It's design project where you apply everything you've learned, build something, test it, present it, defend it. This is the class that proves you can actually engineer. Professor for capstone is woman named Dr. Ellen Blackwood. She's 51, been teaching here for 12 years, has PhD from MIT, tenured, published, respected in the department. Supposedly, I'd heard mixed things about her from other students. Some said she was brilliant and demanding, others said she was impossible. One guy told me, just agree with everything she says and you'll be fine. Didn't think much of it, figured he was just bitter about a bad grade. First day of capstone, Dr. Blackwood presents the requirements. Design project addressing real-world engineering problem. Must demonstrate technical competence, innovation, practical application. Standard stuff, this is what engineering capstone is supposed to be. Then she adds something that wasn't in the course description. Your projects must also address social impact and ethical implications. Engineering doesn't exist in a vacuum. It affects communities and environments. I expect you to consider who benefits from your design and who might be harmed. Seems reasonable on surface, engineers should think about impact, but the way she emphasizes it feels like it's weighted heavily. I raise my hand. How much of the grade is technical versus social impact? They're equally important. You can't separate good engineering from good ethics. That's not really an answer, but okay, I'll figure it out. Spend 2 weeks brainstorming project ideas. Finally settle on designing improved cooling system for industrial engines. Manufacturing plants use massive engines that generate tons of heat. Current cooling systems are inefficient, waste energy, require lots of maintenance. My design uses advanced materials and airflow optimization. Should reduce energy consumption by 18%, cut maintenance costs significantly. Practical application, clear benefits, solid engineering challenge. Perfect capstone project. Submit proposal to Dr. Blackwood for approval. Week later, get it back with comments. Technically sound but lacks consideration of environmental justice. Who benefits from more efficient industrial engines? Have you considered the communities impacted by industrial manufacturing? I'm confused. My design literally reduces energy waste. That's environmentally beneficial, right? Schedule office hours to discuss her feedback. She's sitting behind desk covered in papers and feminist theory books. Notice book spines. Feminist technology studies. Engineering justice. Not engineering. Textbooks, social theory books. Dr. Blackwood, I'm confused about your feedback on my proposal. My design reduces energy consumption. That's good for environment. But you haven't addressed who profits from increased industrial efficiency or the communities that suffer from proximity to manufacturing plants. Wait, what? The project is about cooling system design, not economic analysis. Engineering is inherently political. You can't ignore the social context. Your design makes industrial manufacturing more efficient. But does it question whether that manufacturing should exist in the first place? This is getting weird. She wants me to question industrial manufacturing. I'm designing a cooling system, not restructuring the economy. That attitude is exactly the problem with male-dominated engineering, treating technical problems as if they're separate from social justice. She just brought up my gender in context of my engineering project. I'm happy to revise the proposal. What specifically should I change? Think critically about who your design serves and who it exploits. Consider environmental racism and the community's bearing burden of industrial pollution. Leave her office completely confused about what she wants. Talk to my roommate Derek. He's also mechanical engineering senior. He had Dr. Blackwood last semester for different course. Dude, she's super into the whole social justice thing. Like, she'll fail you if your project isn't woke enough. Just add some stuff about sustainability and equity. She'll approve it. I revised proposal, add section about environmental impact and community considerations. Mention that more efficient engines reduce overall emissions, benefit communities near manufacturing plants. Submit revised proposal. She approves it. Think I've navigated this successfully, can focus on actual engineering. Now spend next 2 months designing, modeling, testing. Use CAD software to design the cooling system. Run thermal analysis, stress calculations, efficiency projections. Build scale prototype to test airflow and heat dissipation. Collect data, refine design, iterate based on results. This is what I love about engineering, solving real problems with math and physics. Technical work is going great. Design is actually better than I hoped. Efficiency gains are 22%, even better than initial 18% projection. Document everything for final report and presentation. 2 weeks before final presentation, Dr. Blackwood requires draft submission. I submit 45-page technical report with all calculations, diagrams, test results. Week later, get it back with extensive comments. Technical sections have minimal feedback, few small corrections, but social impact section is covered in red ink. Insufficient analysis of environmental justice implications. No discussion of labor conditions in manufacturing sector. Missing critical examination of capitalist industrial model. What the hell? This is engineering capstone, not sociology thesis. Her comments continue. Your design optimizes existing oppressive systems rather than challenging them. Where is your analysis of who owns these manufacturing plants? I'm sitting in library, reading these comments, feeling panic rising. This has nothing to do with cooling system design. This has nothing to do with thermodynamics or heat transfer. This is political ideology being imposed on engineering. Project schedule. Another office hours meeting. This time I'm frustrated. Dr. Blackwood, I don't understand what you want from the social impact section. I've addressed environmental benefits and efficiency gains. You haven't critiqued the fundamental injustice of industrial capitalism. That's not engineering, that's political science or sociology. Engineering is political whether you acknowledge it or not. Your design serves corporate profits at expense of worker and community health. She's literally criticizing my project for making engines more efficient. The assignment is to design a cooling system, which I did. Technical work is solid. All the engineering is sound. Technical competence without social consciousness is dangerous. Some of history's worst atrocities were technically competent. Did she just compare my cooling system to atrocities? I need specific guidance on what to add to pass this class. I need you to demonstrate critical thinking about systems of oppression and how your engineering choices either reinforce or resist them. Walk out of that meeting, knowing I'm screwed. This woman is grading based on ideology, not engineering. Talk to Derek again. He's sympathetic but pessimistic. I told you, man, she's impossible if you don't play her game. What did you do for your project with her? I designed water filtration system for developing communities. Spent half my report talking about colonialism and environmental racism. Got an A even though the technical design was pretty basic. So that's the game. Ideology over engineering. Spend next week rewriting social impact section. Add stuff about environmental racism, labor exploitation, corporate greed. Feels like I'm writing what she wants to hear, not what I actually think. But I need to pass this class, need to graduate, need those job offers. Final presentation day arrives. We're presenting to panel Dr. Blackwood plus 2 other engineering professors. One is older guy named Dr. James Sullivan, traditional engineer type other, is younger woman named Dr. Maria Rodriguez. Newer faculty, I'm 4th presenter of the day. Already watched 3 others go. First student designed renewable energy system. Emphasize sustainability. Got praised heavily by Dr. Blackwood. This is engineering for the future. Second student designed accessibility device for disabled users. Also praised, finally, engineering that centers marginalized communities. Third student designed optimization algorithm for supply chains. Dr. Blackwood was cold. This serves corporate efficiency over human welfare. Now it's my turn. I'm nervous because I know she doesn't like my project. Present the technical work first, design specifications, test results. Show the 22% efficiency improvement, cost savings calculations. Dr. Sullivan is nodding, asking good technical questions. Dr. Rodriguez seems impressed with the thermal analysis. Then I get to social impact section. This is where it falls apart. I present what I wrote about environmental benefits and emissions reduction. Dr. Blackwood interrupts. You claim reduced emissions benefit communities. But you haven't addressed why these manufacturing plants are in low-income communities, or why corporate profits matter more than human health. I try to respond. The design reduces environmental impact regardless of plant location. That's evasion. You're optimizing oppressive systems. Real engineering innovation would question the need for these plants entirely. Dr. Sullivan interjects. The student was assigned to design a cooling system. He's done that effectively. The technical work is excellent. Technical excellence in service of injustice is still injustice. They're literally arguing about my project in front of me. Dr. Rodriguez asks me, direct question, did you consider alternative applications for your design, something that might serve different communities or purposes? Try to answer thoughtfully. The design could be adapted for different cooling applications, but the principles are most relevant for industrial scale systems. Dr. Blackwood cuts in again. Why are you so committed to serving industrial manufacturing? Have you examined your own biases and assumptions? That's not an engineering question. That's an accusation. Presentation ends awkwardly. I have no idea how it went. Dr. Sullivan seemed positive. Dr. Rodriguez neutral. Dr. Blackwood hostile. 2 weeks later, final grades post, I get a C in capstone C in the most important class of my degree. My GPA drops from 3.7 to 3.4. Below the 3.5 threshold for all 3 job offers, I'm completely panicking. Request meeting with Dr. Blackwood immediately. She agrees to see me the next day. I don't understand the C grade. My technical work was excellent. Technical work isn't everything. Your social analysis was inadequate. But Dr. Sullivan said the technical work was excellent. I weighted the social impact section at 50% of the grade. That weighting wasn't in the rubric or syllabus. Academic freedom allows me to evaluate based on my professional judgment. I'm trying to stay calm, but I'm about to lose everything. This grade drops me below 3.5. I'll lose my job offers. That's unfortunate, but your project didn't meet the standards. What standards? The technical work was sound. The standard of critically examining engineering's role in oppression. She's not budging. She doesn't care that she's destroying my career. I file formal grade appeal with department meet. With department chair, older guy, named Dr. Ronald Webster. He's sympathetic but ultimately useless. Dr. Blackwood has discretion in how she grades capstone projects, unless there's clear evidence of discrimination or bias. She failed me for not sharing her political views. She says you failed to address required social impact analysis. That wasn't part of the original course requirements. Professors can evolve their standards as they see fit. Appeal is denied. Grade stands. I contact all 3 companies about the job offers. All 3 rescind their offers due to GPA requirement. We need candidates with minimum 3.5 GPA to ensure technical competence. Explain the situation, that one professor's subjective grading destroyed my GPA. They don't care. Policy is policy. They move on to other candidates. Apply to graduate schools as backup plan. Get rejected from all of them. Capstone grade is red flag. C and senior capstone suggests lack of readiness for graduate level work. It's May. I'm graduating with engineering degree. $85,000 in student loans. No job offers, no grad school, no plan. Degree that's supposed to lead to $70,000 plus jobs. But I can't get hired because one professor tanked my GPA. Graduation day is bitter. My parents are proud, but I'm devastated. They don't fully understand what happened. You still graduated, you'll find a job, it'll work out. Try to explain that engineering hiring is GPA dependent, that companies filter applications by GPA before even looking at experience, that I'm essentially locked out of entry-level engineering jobs. Summer after graduation, I'm applying everywhere. Entry-level engineering positions across the country. Most don't even call back. Applications filtered out by ATS systems. Few interviews I get, they ask about the capstone grade. Can you explain why you got a C in your senior project? What do I say? That my professor graded me on ideology? Sounds like excuse, sounds like I'm blaming others. Can't prove it, can't demonstrate it, just looks like I failed. No offers, getting desperate as loan payments start coming due. 6 months of unemployment, October 2024. Student loan grace period ends. First payment due. $847 per month for next 10 years. I have no income, no engineering job, no prospects. Take job at retail store, selling electronics. $15 per hour. $32,000 annually before taxes. This is what my engineering degree got me. Same job I could have gotten with no degree, except now I have $85,000 in debt. 1 year after graduation, I'm 25, still working retail. Living with parents because can't afford rent on retail salary. Making loan payments, but they barely cover interest. Principal isn't going down, I'm drowning in debt. Keep applying to engineering jobs, nothing. The C in capstone plus year of non-engineering work creates gap. Now I'm overqualified for entry-level but underqualified for experienced roles. Meet guy at local engineering networking event. He's HR manager at manufacturing company. I explain my situation. Show him my technical portfolio, design work, everything. This is good work. Why the C in capstone? Tell him the honest truth about Dr. Blackwood and the ideological grading. He's sympathetic but can't help. Even if I believe you, I can't justify hiring below our GPA threshold. Company policy exists for a reason. Exceptions create liability. He suggests I go back to school, retake capstone with different professor, improve the grade, then reapply to jobs with better GPA. But I can't afford more school. I'm already $85,000 in debt. Can't take on more loans for classes I already passed. 18 months after graduation, find online community of similar students. Reddit thread about biased professors destroying careers. Dozens of stories like mine across different universities. Engineering students failed for not embracing correct ideology. Computer science students marked down for problematic code examples. Business students penalized for capitalist thinking. All of us stuck with degrees we can't use and debt we can't pay. Some are fighting it through official channels, grade appeals, Title IX complaints, civil suits, none of them winning. Universities protect professors. Academic freedom defense is ironclad. Professors have almost unlimited discretion in grading. 2 years after graduation, I'm 26, still in retail. Debt is up to $92,000 with accumulating interest. Haven't made a dent in principal, just paying interest. Parents are worried, suggest bankruptcy. But student loans don't discharge. This debt follows me forever unless I pay it off. Start looking into alternative careers that might value engineering. Background: technical sales, project management, anything that doesn't require a specific GPA, get offer. For sales role at industrial equipment company, $45,000 base plus commission, better than retail but not engineering salary. Take it, it's something, at least it's related to manufacturing. Still not what I spent 4 years studying for. Still not worth $85,000 in debt. 3 years post-graduation, working in technical sales, making about $58,000 with commission. Enough to survive. Slowly paying down debt, but it'll take 15 to 20 years at this rate. Meanwhile, Dr. Blackwood is still teaching capstone at the university. Check her rate. My professor page, sometimes. Morbid curiosity, recent reviews confirm nothing has changed. Great professor. If you agree with her politics, impossible if you don't. Failed me for not addressing environmental racism in my design project. Technical work doesn't matter to her, only social justice. She's still destroying careers, one capstone class at a time. University won't do anything because she's tenured and brings diversity of thought. Her approach is celebrated as innovative pedagogy. 4 years after graduation, I'm 28, still in sales, made it to senior account executive, making $72,000 now. Decent salary, but not the engineering career I trained for. Not the future I envisioned when taking on $85,000 in loans. Sometimes calculate what my life would look like if I'd gotten a B instead of C. If my GPA was 3.6, I'd have gotten one of those job offers. 4 years of engineering salary, $72,000, starting probably at $85,000 to $90,000 by now. 4 years into career would have paid off significant chunk of loans, would be living independently, building career, advancing. Instead, I'm in sales, loans barely decreasing, career trajectory completely different. All because one professor decided my politics weren't correct. Run into Derek from college, he's doing well. Got his job offers, working at automotive company, making $88,000. We get drinks. He asks about my situation. Tell him I'm in sales now. Engineering didn't work out. Still can't believe Blackwood tanked you like that. I warned you, man. Should have just written what she wanted. He's right, I should have played the game. Should have pretended to believe her ideology. Should have written about dismantling capitalism in my cooling system report. Would have gotten my B, gotten my job offers, been fine. But I thought engineering was about engineering. Thought technical competence mattered more than political correctness. I was wrong, at least in her class I was. 5 years after graduation, get email from lawyer class action lawsuit against the university former students alleging ideological discrimination in grading. Dr. Blackwood is named specifically along with 3 other professors. Lawyers want my testimony and documentation. I have everything, emails, graded assignments, the whole paper trail. Join the lawsuit, maybe 50 other students in similar situations. All failed or marked down for ideological reasons. All had careers damaged or destroyed. University fights it aggressively, argues academic freedom. Case drags on for 2 years, costs mounting, eventually settles for undisclosed amount. My portion is $12,000 after legal fees, doesn't even cover one semester's tuition, doesn't undo the damage to my career. Dr. Blackwood faces no consequences. Still teaching settlement includes no admission of wrongdoing. University releases statement about commitment to academic excellence. Everything continues exactly as before. Now I'm 30, 7 years after graduation. Still in technical sales, making about $78,000. Debt down to $68,000. Paying it slowly. Met someone. Getting married next year. Building life. But it's not the life I planned when I enrolled in engineering school. Not the career I worked for during those 4 years. Not the future I envisioned when I took on that debt. Sometimes I think about what I'd tell my 20-year-old self. Choosing engineering major, excited about the career prospects, I'd tell him to research professors carefully. Find out which ones grade on ideology, take capstone with someone who cares about engineering. Not someone who cares about political compliance, but mostly I'd tell him to be careful about debt. Because if one professor can destroy your career, that debt becomes an anchor around your neck for the rest of your life. That's what I learned at 24. When feminist professors' bias cost me my dream career, when subjective grading based on ideology destroyed my GPA and my job offers, when I graduated with an engineering degree and $85,000 in debt. But no engineering career, because I designed a cooling system without adequately critiquing capitalism, and that apparently is a failing grade. Now at 30, I'm doing okay. Not great, not what I planned, but okay. Still paying off that debt, still working outside my field, still bitter about what was taken from me by a professor who valued ideology over engineering and a system that protected her right to do it. That's my anonymous confession about how academic bias destroyed my career before it even started.